properties of this transistor for you. You can see the number. Seems my camera is picking it today. This is 2SA5200. We're looking at amplifier building for a while now. 2SC5300, 2SA1943. We've used it to build a lot of amplifier on this channel, and a lot of you have been asking me questions, and I'm trying to break it down as much as possible and not to confuse you also. So if you look at this, you can see the number on it. This is 2SA1943, and this is 2SC5200. So these are very good, nice transistors, so they say, heavy duty. This is what you really need to know about this amplifier. These transistors, each one of them can produce 150 watts. Let me jot that here for you to see. They can produce, each one of them, they can produce. So if I'm using just one like this, it has the ability to produce 150 watts. You understand how it can produce up to 150 watts. That is the maximum, which is not realistic. You understand? But let's say at the peak, maybe you drive the volume to the end, the power from the transformer is enough, everything is working, it can give you, it's a peak power. But just know that that is the property. So it has the ability to give you 150 watts, but in the recent, don't expect that. You understand now? So this one to the 1943 can produce this. So that is why we usually use the 2SA and the 2SC together. They have the same properties, so they can produce 150 watts. Another good thing about them is they have the ability to undo voltage up to 230 volts. They have the ability to handle that successfully, but that is the maximum. In the recent, it's good you give space for headroom, because electricity can be very fun, because your transformer, let's say at first it was saying 220 volts, right? Let's say the light misbehave and maybe 250 volt input enter the primary side, definitely the output side will increase. So in the process of that, you damage it. So don't get close to this. So most time I used to recommend you use, if you want maybe you need a very rugged one, and just use between 50, 60, 70. Let's just say 70 is ideal, because remember it will be 70 center, 70 that, and 70 that is plus minus 70 center tapped. You understand now? So by the time you add it together, you see that is 140. So you have enough room for 140. That should be 60 plus this. That is 90 volt headroom. You understand now? So that one is very, very good. So there will be no distortion, because remember that when the voltage flows into the capacitor, to rectify it, and it will increase a bit, like this 70 you see here can get up to 80. So that is giving you 160. So, but just know that it has the ability to handle voltage up to 230. Anything above this, you will damage it. Okay. Then another good thing is they can handle current up to 15 amps. Remember, give headroom. For this maximum, just use maybe like 10 amps. Don't go and use 15. Well, you may, but just understand what I'm trying to say. It's good you give, it's like saying a car can handle 1 tons of load, and you load it with 1 tons. By the time maybe the road is, there are a lot of factors to consider. So that's why we used to give space. We'll call it headroom. That is like a breathing space for these gadgets and those gadgets. So these are the good thing, the major properties about it. Just understand that it has 150 watts. Each of it can produce up to 150 watts. So if I'm using 4 now, for example, 150, this is 300 plus this, that is 450. That is at the maximum output. So just these 3 alone can give me 450 watt output. So if I use 4, that will be 600. But remember, that is the maximum power, not the continuous power supply. Because when we look at the continuous, that is the power it can give you conveniently without distortion and the rest. That will not change. You understand now? So in the recent, if you've not watched my video on this particular calculation on this, ensure you go to my playlist, check it, how to calculate the power supply from my amplifier. Just check it. You will see detailed explanation on this. I believe you got some value from this. Just understand 150 watts maximum power output, 230 volt handling ability, then it has up to 15 amplifier, 15 amps. That it can handle up to 15 amps. So that's just the good thing about it. So that is why you see that most amplifier is very common. We use this, we use MOSFET, you know, we have the BJT, we have the MOSFET, JFET and the rest. So that is, I've done a little video on different type of transistors also. So thank you so much, and remember, they have the collector base, they have the emitter, and also we have the PNP, we have the NPN among them too. Watch out for the video, I will break that down also. Thank you, see you guys in my next video.